We've been really excited with using the Vector here because we have the opportunity to do so many functional kind of activities with the patient because they have more freedom of movement. They have freedom to use their upper extremities.
Every patient has loved it. They have felt very safe in the harness and in the Vector. They have felt like they weren't going to fall. They felt protected.
Some of the things we've been trying to mimic are just even basic activities like being able to reach down to the floor to pull your pants up, reaching down to tie your shoes, picking up clothing from the floor, standing and maintaining an upright position while you're doing your grooming activities at the sink.
I totally do different activities now that I have the Vector. I don't need someone with me. I can do high-level balance activities if I need and not worry if they're going to fall. I have them work on balance reactions if they don't have them or that they're now kind of getting those balance reactions. I can work on weight shifting and not having a third person now that I have the Vector. It's been really great.
I think one of the things that I really appreciate about being able to use the Vector is that I can step back and view the patient from a different perspective instead of having to be on a stool next to them. And it's just fascinating to watch as you see them start to try to put together the movements they need, especially after a fall.
A few things that I can do now that we have the Vector is I don't need that second, third, or fourth pair of hands, so I can focus on that one thing with the patient. I have to stop and reposition them, stop, hold their leg. I can focus on that patient and that activity in that moment.
My first experience on the Vector was with a patient who had a CVA. He had learned non-use throughout his left upper extremity. He was already doing some standing activities, but his endurance for those standing activities from the mat was pretty poor. With the Vector, he was able to stay upright for longer periods of time while we could still engage him in some really challenging arm activities. On one of our sessions, I was having him tilt a large bar stool with a backrest toward himself, and then he would hold it and then push it away. So we were going back and forth. His hand slipped off the back of the bar stool and it went down by his side, and immediately he picked it up and put it by himself with just his left arm. He just automatically put the hand back on the back of the bar stool. He looked at me and I looked at him and he looked at his arm and he was surprised and we were all, and he was, oh, look what I did. And so I really feel though that being able to engage him in standing while we're working on the shaping activities to kind of get that higher level of excitement going on in the brain, a higher threshold, really is what prompted the automatic use of his arm.
So with the Vector, I've noticed that I'm working less. I'm not used to that because I'm usually sweating a lot and I don't find myself sweating after I'm using the Vector. The patients seem to be working hard but not struggling and having to stop every often, so their fatigue level has decreased, which is fantastic.
Every patient that I've had on the Vector has been able to tell me that they felt like it was a beneficial session for them.
The Vector is doing tremendous things for my patient. It's helping them meet their goals faster. They're happy at the end of the day. They can stand for longer periods of time, whether it's endurance or tolerance. They're more independent with ADLs or even able to participate in ADLs even in standing for longer periods of time. It's great for TIRR Memorial Hermann to have that.